Mahendra Singh Dhoni is addressing the media just before he actually goes out to practice before that semi-final against Sri Lanka in the Champions Trophy, isn't it?
First, Gautam, I don't know who said we never have expectations of doing well over here. So we don't know who all are saying, that we have to win this tournament. So I think it's started by you guys and ended by you guys. We just came here to play some good cricket, and that's what we have been doing. We are working hard, and that's what is really in our hands. So every net sessions that we are going into, we want to improve ourselves.
MS, what really is the
MS, the team that you're playing tomorrow is visibly different from the 2011 World Cup final that Sri Lankan team played, and your team is also different. So how do you look at this semi-final, and do you think that World Cup final can be, you can take it as a reference point somewhere?
Well, not really, because even if both the teams were same, there have been significant amount of changes that have been made to the format. Quite a few rules and regulations. So I don't think can really count on all those stats. So I think it's very different, and also the fact that both the teams are looking very different. It means both the teams are good. I think Sri Lanka, they are a very good squad. They're also going through a phase where they're missing some of their players. So I think it's important for both the teams to do well, and I think they're a very good team.
Again, India's transformation as a side has a lot to do with Champions Trophy. When I covered the third Champions Trophy in Kenya, Ganguly was the captain, Zahir came in, Yuvraj came in, Sehwag was bowling. We saw a great transformation in the side, and we were almost there in 2003 World Cup. You are also leading a team in the last Champions Trophy, a lot of young boys. What is the role you have played as a captain? That's my first question. And what is the roadmap towards 2015 World Cup?
I think 2015 is too far away. We'll have to see, how the guys shape up. All of them are quite young, so very good chances that, most of them will feature in the 2015 World Cup. Provided fitness and form are two things. And as far as the, the transition is concerned, I think the players have taken up the responsibility really well in both the cases. You may spot a few talents, but ultimately it's up to the individuals to do well. You can tell them about international cricket, how they need to prepare and all the stuff. But at the end of the day, when they have the ball in their hand and bat in their hand, they are the persons who have to do well, at an individual level. So I think, in both the cases, the individuals have taken the responsibility really well. But I'm a bit worried, if this is the last Champions Trophy, maybe Indian cricket won't see any transition, because we won't have a Champions Trophy to go through a transition. Well, I keep it very simple, and that has been the case.
Before the tournament, we talked about the new rules and India playing with the new rules away from home. Are you satisfied with the way the team is done? And to Sri Lanka, all the players very well. Is there any possibility of bringing in an element of surprise in such a contest? You know each other inside out.
From our side or from their side?
Everybody.
No, from our side, if there's an element of surprise, then it will surprise us more than it will surprise the opponent. And the first question I forgot. I think what we have seen in Champions Trophy is, if you see a full game where the opposition, they get off to a good start and they have wickets in hand, that looks completely different to some of the other games where the opposition, they have lost quite a few number of wickets in the first 10 overs. So I think still this change of rules has not shown the entire color. Still we are seeing what all can happen in cricket, the uncertainty aspect. But we have seen once the opposition have gone on for a good start, they get off to a good start, they have wickets in hand. Then from the 35th over onwards, the bowlers, they feel the pressure with that extra fielder inside. Some of them have done it well, but most of them under that situation, they have struggled a bit. But as is the case, it's always the bowlers who adjust better to the changes of rules compared to the batsmen.
Captain, can I just ask you, you've worked with a lot of coaches over the years. What influence has Duncan Fletcher had on this team particularly?
Well, Duncan is someone who knows the basics of the cricket really well. The small, very little things, that he can spot right at the start is something that's very crucial for all the youngsters, and it's the key for us also. And also the fact, now he's under less pressure. When he came in, we are going through a phase where, some of the senior cricketers that we had, they left us. So, and also the fact that we were at the top of, whatever we could have done in cricket at that point of time. So he was always someone who would have felt the pressure, to maintain that kind of performance is very difficult. But I think he's loving the fact now that the team has started to do well, and also there are lots of youngsters in the side, who he needs to guide. So I think overall, he's done really well with us, and I'm just happy for him that we are going through a phase, where we are doing well for him.
Well, basically, Sri Lanka depend heavily on Jayawardene and Sangakkara. What would be your approach? Because they are the key. So what do you feel?
I think they are a dangerous side, so we shouldn't, just concentrate on two individuals. I think overall, if you see their first 7 batsmen, all of them are very dangerous. So I think we'll concentrate on all of them rather than thinking about the 2 individuals. But yes, they are someone, who have done really well for Sri Lanka, wherever they have played. So we have to be aware of the fact, but still we need to prepare ourselves for the whole team.
Skipper, it seems like India and Sri Lanka have played each other in most venues around the world, and we've played each other a lot in the last couple of years. Does that make it easier or harder when you play against teams so much?
Well, I think it works the same for both the sides. If we say we find it easy, then it will be the same for Sri Lanka. It's just that yes, we play quite often. Either we go to Sri Lanka or they come to India, or we have Asia Cup also where teams keep on playing against each other. So I think it gives a basic idea of what the strength and weaknesses of each and every individual is, as far as the bowlers are concerned or the batsmen they are concerned. So I think it helps both the sides to prepare themselves really well. And you can cut off those extra 15 minutes of time that you spend in a team meeting and keep it very small.
Last year when you were in Australia, you were attempting to make some changes in the playing 11 and get some youngsters in to have a positive impact on the fielding. You were criticized then, but you were patient. Now everybody is praising you for exactly the same thing. How do you react to both criticism then and appreciation now?
Well, it's important not to react, because that's what people are looking for. You have to be honest to yourself as to what needs to be done when it comes to looking into the future and making a good team, because fielding, I feel, is very important, especially nowadays. If you can, if the opposition is scoring 250 odd runs and if you have saved close to 15 or 20 runs, it can have a big impact on the game. And this was one aspect, which was quite missing when it came to Indian cricket. For us, it was more about the batting and the bowling aspect, which meant the skill of fielding was slightly missing. We still had good fielders, but the problem is once you don't have too many good fielders, you can't use them at too many places, and also you have to keep switching them, especially in the last few overs. So I think in a way it has helped us that those 2 or 3 individuals don't need to go from deep mid wicket to deep mid wicket or long off to long off. Just that a bunch of players are very good fielders, it actually helps me. You don't have to bring in the guy who's fielding at deep point just because you need a slip fielder. Most of them, they can slip at field at slips also. So I think it overall helps. The over rate, we have been able to maintain the over rate also. So it helps overall in every aspect.
One, two, three.
MS, do you believe that one of the reasons India have dominated Sri Lanka in recent times is the way the Indian batsmen have handled Lasith Malinga? Of all the international sides, he has got worst record against India.
Well, I think it has also to do with the fact that we play amongst each other a lot. So, we see a lot of Malinga, we understand him better. We play him in the subcontinental conditions where he gets a lot of reversing, where he is one of the most difficult bowlers to face. Also, IPL, we get to see him. So, I think, it's all these small things that has really made that kind of an impact. And most of the batsmen, they have faced him. But of course, still is one of the most difficult bowlers to score off freely, especially in the shorter format.
Emerson, I know England are going very well at the moment as we speak. I know the job's not done yet, but if you were to face England in the final in their home conditions, how highly do you rate England? How big a challenge do you think that would be with them in their home conditions?
Well, I'm worried about tomorrow. I don't think too much far ahead, but as it comes, I also I would just repeat myself. We don't really worry about things that are not in our control. So the thing is to perform well tomorrow.